Good afternoon, Cowboy Jim Fort Mac here. Um, well, I live here. I don't represent it. Oh, well, no, but I sure like it up here in the north. I just had a wonderful morning with my union people, and for for a man to have gone from being totally non-union 6 years ago to kind of abdicating or encouraging people to consider. I really like unions. Gee whiz, hard to believe. Anyways, I was watching as I'm inclined to do. I watch news. I watch Trudeau. I mute him, okay, because I just can't stand hearing him talk. And I was watching Biden down in the states, and a politician will further their blessed agenda, no matter the tragedy, no matter the justification. They're going to defend their agenda. They're going to propagate that agenda. They're going to do everything in their power, no matter how much blood is spilt, uh, to make sure that their agenda is adhered to. I do not know where politicians got the audacity uh, to become as as they have. I I suppose the most hated politician in the world would probably be Putin. Uh, Perhaps the next one, and this is a 50-50. This is a flip of a coin. Perhaps Joe Biden down in the States, but I really believe that the most hated politician north of the 49th parallel by people south of the 49th parallel is Justin Trudeau. I have been around for a while. I look a little road weary, um, but I've earned every experience in my life that's been terrible. I've earned it. And when I think of Justin Trudeau banning handguns in Canada, well, that's what he's doing. Oh, yeah, for the short term, if you chance to have had a handgun in the past, well, give yourself a pat on the back because you sure as hell will not have one in the future. And the rationale for that, it has nothing to do with 21 people being killed and one dying down in Uvalde. It has to do with the, the politician's agenda. And I, I listen to Fox News reverentially and every other news outlet that I can. And I, I choose selectively who I wish to listen to. And when I hear of the shame that our Prime Minister has perpetrated against we Canadians, whether it be Justin going to speak at the EU and three-quarters of the members got up in protest and walked out because of how he treated the Canadian Freedom Convoy. And then I listened to that fatherless child. I hope you understand. I hope you spent some time in the Webster's Dictionary, okay? I truly do. Uh, Justin Trudeau, that fatherless child, uh, taking for granted that politics dictate how you and I should behave. Bad enough we went through the fear of COVID. Bad enough that down in the States, mamas cannot feed their children. The appropriate milk that the child should live. And about Biden down in the States, and he's going to dedicate a month to the U.S. economy. Well, what was that man supposed to be doing all the time since he got into office, but doing just that and not doing it? And apparently he's really upset that people will change what he says, but no one with a brain would say what he Joe Biden says. When no one with a brain would listen to what Justin Trudeau says. Imagine anyone out there ever chose to defend what they stand for with their whole heart. I mean, you just let people push you around, or do you stand up for something, anything that's bigger than you? Well, if you don't know how to do that, depending on how old you are, well, there's not a hope in hell for you. But if your ancestors came from a country like as mine did in Northern Ireland, doesn't matter Northern, Southern, who cares? I don't. Irish. Or if you were blessed by birth to know how to speak French, and people don't understand, there's no room for racism. There's no room, not in our lifetime. There's no room for hatred. There's no room for fear. But we have all those things. And I watch, and I am sickened by the inequity of law enforcement. I do not put forth the idea of vigilante anything. I put forth the idea that we should honor one another, honor our Creator, honor our country. But I draw the line at Trudeau. I will not honor that fatherless child. There's a B word that goes with that, but he exemplifies it. And people don't understand. We were given freedom by our ancestors that had enough guts to go to war for Canada. And I wished that we had plenty of time in our future, that we could bring our government back into some semblance of decency and order, but I fear in this, we don't. Am I upset? No. I've studied too much scripture. I've spent too many years watching the depravity of man and seeking out the good It's there. You have to look for it, and but you do have to look for it. Trust me. Uh, what can you do? I don't think you can do anything. When people, when I was a kid, it was stated by my elders, we used to pay attention to our elders, even if they weren't that much older than we. But if if a politician deems that he is superior in everything to do with the understanding of right and wrong, they are beyond the law. I watch in the States. I study the Clinton family as much as I would study Trudeau up here, Biden down there, and I am not encouraged. I'm, someone shall we say, sickened, because there are people groups, families that are the law, above law enforcement. And they say things that are obviously not true. But in the saying, there seems to be a hope within them, resident within them, that no one is going to fact check. So, why would Canadians want handguns removed from honest, God fearing, country honoring people? Because if you can cause people to be more malleable uh, through the art of fear, i.e., COVID, uh, uh, inflation, fear that someone is going to walk into your place, your residence, your home, no matter the stature of that home. I was at one time successful. I'm not now. I'm just me. Um, but if you think, and if you don't, you're in so much trouble anyways. I mean, you must needs process thought, eh? I mean, if you don't, where where are you? If you don't, what are you? Well, you're a pawn that is moved about like as though the wind is what determines your belief system. My belief system is built in an old-fashioned way on God, Scripture, not religion, not denomination, not the North in Ireland versus the South. No, not. No. Mine is built on a euphemistic thing, I suppose, and that is the steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord. I believe that. I've always tried to be good. My steps have not really been honored by the Lord, so quite possibly I failed. But you want uh, law and order? Oh, I do. Are you apt to get it? I'm not shaking my head, yes. There's a reason for that. Because we're on a downhill slide to violence, and people say, oh, hey, take the guns away from the good people. Children, that's so stupid. Take the guns away from the criminals. Implement the laws that are already there. Don't trust a politician ever over anything for nothing. Oh, that may be a bit harsh. No, I don't think it is. So, who is the most hated man north of the 49th parallel? It's Justin Trudeau. Because on the backs of those baby children killed in Uvalde, Texas, this politician makes brownie points for himself. Hey, it could be the new Green Deal, could be what Trudeau's dad tried to do in implementing a control situation system to control at the price of oil, to control the production of fuels. Don't buy into his corruption. A lot of words float around in my poor old Irish brain, and they are not very nice. So, to me, the world has a hate on for Putin, and if they're smart, for Xi Jinping, and if they're discerning, for Joe Biden and his son with his laptop, say, above the law, Clintons, and Justin Trudeau. I think he's the most hated man by people from below the 49th, and I think in many ways from people above the 49th. It depends. You jump on a bandwagon because it looks like it sounds right. Check the content. Honest people should have the right to defend themselves. I don't know if we'll ever get another chance to vote, but I don't know where in this world that I would move to if Trudeau, through an honest election, ever got reelected. I don't know. Back to Ireland? Probably. To the north, gee, I don't like -50, but I don't like corruption either. So anyways, God bless. Pray for our country. I won't pray for Trudeau. Like, I'll throw up. I won't do it. God would have to send me a little chunk of rock with some very specific directions for me to pray to him for our leader, Justin Trudeau. I don't know why that man does what he does, but he does. Okay, God bless. Say, we're getting down to it. God bless. You have a good day.